Hello and welcome to Worst Wrestling Ever. I'm Sage here with my broadcast colleague Fox.
I had one of the worst nights ever, but never mind that.
Yeah, it's been a wild night tonight. Not while they were there, but my kid's roof got ripped off the school from the windstorms we've had today.
And I had to actually work with no power the entire night, which is very hard to do when you work at FedEx.
Luckily, we have power here. We have power now.
Yes.
So you want to talk about bad professional wrestling?
Oh, yeah. It's better than talk about anything else.
Yeah. So today we looked at nWo pay per view, sold out 1997. Um,
And
so we had an opening segment where it was all in black and white, and the NWO had like a bunch of construction trucks driving to the building.
my only thoughts here was it was black and white opening segment, took way too long, uh, insisted upon itself.
Yes, that's what I
And,
said.
it really had no point other than it was just a bunch of assholes acting like assholes.
Yeah, I wonder how it was received in 1997, but I can say 2026 eyes, I was bored.
Yeah.
It felt just like a
It was
monument to Hogan and Bischoff's ego. And then we had another segment where Bischoff does like a fake campaign speech that went on way too long.
I almost counted that as the same thing,
Oh.
but it dragged. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Well, at one point, I just made a note. Hogan said, WCW sucks. And I'm like, yeah, well, if this is an indication, I agree.
I mean, I know nWo is not supposed to be
Yeah.
WCW, but it is. Technically, you still signed your paychecks and all that, so.
I didn't make a note that I actually really liked the set where it's kind of like laid up with like steps coming down.
I did like, I liked a lot, some things that they did.
Yeah, Hall, Nash, and Hogan do more promos to open the show after Bischoff's little thing. And then we finally get to our first match.
What are you doing over there? Sorry, cat's doing things. I swear, you give her any sort of restriction and she just,
Yep.
just for the sake of it being there, wants to destroy it. Anyway,
Yep.
you can open the door for her and she goes like, and just looks up at you as like, okay, thanks. I'm not going to use it or anything. I'm just, anyway, sorry.
Oh yeah, so
First match was Chris Jericho versus Sonny, it was Chono.
yes, Masa, our hero Chono. I did like that nickname that Bischoff gave Masahiro Chono. Masa, our hero Chono, because Masahiro Chono was NWO.
And I had never seen Chono before, but I thought this was a good match.
I did too. Let's see. Today I'm gonna note that Jericho doesn't get a theme. So we're probably going to be listening to the same three themes all night long. I was wrong. Two themes all night long. And Bischoff makes a comment about not have. They're like, yeah, that's right. We have a sold out arena, not giving away any free tickets. And considering what WCW did in its last couple years, that comment aged like milk.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was a solid match. I really enjoyed it.
It was a little amusing that we were getting USA chants.
Yeah.
And it was pointed towards Chono, I'm sure, but Chris Jericho isn't American either.
Masahiro Chono's from Seattle.
Or was he actually
He
American?
was born in Seattle.
I thought it was like a Japanese guy versus a Canadian.
He lived in Japan for a long time, but he was born in Seattle, Washington.
But the point is,
Yeah.
they were chanting USA against Chono.
Yes.
They were rooting
for the
for Jericho.
Canadian, chanting USA at him.
And in fairness, Jericho, I don't know if he did at that time, but he did get dual citizenship eventually.
I actually believe he was born in New York. Chris Jericho. So they're both kind of Americans.
Yeah, but nevertheless.
Chono wins with a Yakuza kick. They announced the man from Tokyo wins, and I'm in a no. Oh, Tokyo must be a suburb of Seattle.
See, I had no idea about that.
Oh, sorry, not the Yakuza kick. The Kenka kick is what he called it.
Whatever.
Let's see. After that, we had
Big Bubba.
Yep, aka the Big Boss Man,
Mm-hmm.
versus Hugh Morris, and the C-lister nWo theme again.
It was a Mexican death match with no Mexican competitors.
Yep. Both Big Bubba and Hugh Morris have a lot of agility for men their size.
Yeah.
That was a solid match, except for the reliance on weapons.
Bubba hit Hugh with a motorcycle for the win.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit him.
However, that's kind of a cool way to finish the match.
Yeah.
Is to run the guy over, like.
And they did their best to try to make it look convincing. They just failed.
Yeah. But I give them credit for the attempt at something kind of interesting. Then we have the chosen one, Double J Jeff Jarrett, versus Mr. Wall Street, who you may know, who WF fans may know as Erwin R. Shyster.
It's like more balanced work by referee Nick Patrick, who up to this point had been rather biased in one direction.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed about this match that I made a note of is the way the match was paced. It's nice to see. I miss the old days in wrestling when wrestlers were allowed to like pace matches based on what was needed and not just constantly rush to the next big spot.
Yes. Jarrett was dominating most, if not all, the match, but then the officiating was clearly biased.
Yep. Mongo nails Wall Street with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and JJ pins him.
Yes. Under threat, the ref allowed the pin and Jarrett to win. Yes. I have Buff Bagwell unless you have a...
Nope, got Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs.
Okay, Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs.
I'm hang on this. Buff Bagwell is one of the most underrated wrestlers in history. Like, it is amazing to me that his career didn't go further, because he is so good. He is so athletic. I think he's got a lot of charisma. I think Vince said something like, one of the big things he didn't like was that, Buff Bagwell constantly mugged at the camera, but like...
That was his thing.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
My thing here just says, I enjoy this match a lot. No notes.
I mean, yeah, it was a...
And apparently this is the first time we got to see the Buff Blockbuster.
Buff won from a move from the top rope.
That would be the Blockbuster, his finishing move, and I guess this was the first time he used it. So
I said it was a surprisingly fair match. So I called to attention the shoddy, the crooked referee officiating all night, because it's a plot point. Next thing I have, unless you have a promo,
nope,
is Scott Norton versus DDP.
I do have a note here that I am sick and tired of listening to what I've dubbed the NWO Nobody's theme. The NW Nobody's theme. That not the wow wow wow, the one that the nobodies use.
You always have to watch for the cutter. It can come from anywhere, anytime. Oh, also Sting showed up.
Yeah. Let's see, Paige kicking ass. Then the NW Nobodies showed up. Let's see, come out and offer. Oh yeah, they offer DDP a place in the nWo, and he sucker punches Norton, but because they all ganged up on him, he leaves and Norton wins by count out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get DDP winning with the or he won. He won that match. I don't care if he lost by count out. Yeah, like you said, you gotta watch out. That Diamond Cutter comes out of anywhere. The RKO out of nowhere.
Yep. Then I had Steiners versus the Outsiders.
Thank God we get the normal NWO theme, which is a nice change of pace because I was sick of the NW Nobody theme.
I made a note here that I didn't write much about this match. The cat was on me.
Oh yeah.
As at the time she was.
The NWO announcer. I made a note here. This was my breaking point with the guy who's like, loser.
I have a special note about that at the end.
Oh, but here I made a note where I was like, I hope he's in a gutter somewhere. I cannot stand this shit.
The NWO ref got knocked out during this match.
Yep.
Which allowed for the Steiners to actually get a win.
Yep.
And like Eric Bischoff and people like that saying they were going to fight the decision and get it reversed later on and something like that.
Yes. Yep. So, I make a note here that it's makes it very clear why having like only the heel referee is a bad idea. Because it just at this point I was just sick and tired of seeing the referee just constantly try to screw the faces over.
It's like, they can't win unless something happens to that referee.
Yep. And also I make a note here that listening to DiBiase and Bischoff, this is why you don't have two heel ring announcers.
Right.
Because honestly, I was sick and tired of their shit by the end of the night anyway.
Now, Eddie Guerrero versus Six.
Yep. U.S. title match.
Which, Six, that became X-Pac, right?
Yes, that would be X-Pac.
Now, it's hard to crooked officiate a ladder match.
Yeah.
So, couldn't really do that. It was a ladder match, and I thought a decent one. It's been a really long time since I've seen one-on-one ladder matches.
Yeah. Money in the Bank has kind of ruined everything. I do have a note here. They talk about Six's martial arts, and they were making fun of Glacier. I'm like, damn, what did Glacier do? He's out here catching stray heat from these guys.
Yeah.
Poor Glacier. He gets shit on, but... yeah, as I said...
yeah, the loser chime was bothering me at that point.
Yeah. Loser! I'm like, oh my goodness, stop.
But after getting hit with a belt, Eddie won the title from Six.
I actually liked that ending where they were up on top fighting over it, and he hits Six with the belt, knocks him off the ladder.
It was an interesting spot. I liked it. Yeah, that's the sort of thing you could do with one-on-one ladder matches, and I have not seen a one-on-one ladder match in ages.
Yeah. Like I said, Money in the Bank has kind of spoiled ladder matches for wrestling fans.
It's like, all ladder matches must be multi-man. Yeah, it's like...
And last match, Giant versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
So I make a note that Giant runs down to the ring on the big screens, Hogan's cutting just a dreadful promo. I don't remember what all he said because we would want to record this video for weeks, but my work schedule has been so bad. Some of the stuff's not quite in my memory.
Hogan's entrance took forever. Yeah. The match was a little bit longer than it needed to be, too, in my opinion, but it's okay.
There was a point where Hogan tried to get Giant in an inside cradle, and he couldn't quite make it. And which is weird to me, because I always thought Hogan was really good at using a small package.
But, nice one. Anyway, but yeah, this match was a little longer than it really should have been. Neither of them do well in a long match format.
No.
Hogan and Giant were not built for that.
And other people have mentioned this before. It got very tiring watching Hulk Hogan try desperately hard to constantly recreate his Andre magic. Because, like, so many Hulk Hogan, like, big matches were him fighting other guys who were, like, massive. And it always felt like he was trying desperately hard to recapture the magic he got with, he had with Andre, specifically WrestleMania 3. But his matches with Andre the Giant, trying to recapture that magic, that lightning in the bottle.
But Hulk, people cared because you were a face then. People cared because this was truly actually something impressive that had not been done before. You trying to do it again ruins it. And also, if they hate you, they don't really want you to beat the odds.
Yeah. And not only that, after you've, like we saw with Super Cena's run in WWE,
people get tired.
Yeah, you can only be the underdog who overcomes the odds so many times before you're no longer the underdog who overcomes the odds.
But I felt that this match really was the cherry on top of the sundae. It really was the crown that showed this whole event was nWo wins the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Hogan kind of put Giant over by forcing Patrick to fake the count. Giant goes over and chokeslams all the nWo nobodies. Hogan hits Giant with a guitar case, and the match is deemed a no contest. And
I've got final thoughts. I don't know if you did.
I don't write my final thoughts, but I'll bounce off what you have to say.
It's like, well, first off, I hated the loser chime.
Yeah.
The overall production values, it's like they intentionally tried to make certain parts seem janky. To be edgy, and I didn't really care for that. The set looked great.
Yeah,
I like the set.
I love where the wrestlers descended the staircase. I'd like to see that used more often.
And the bias ref bothered me. Crooked ref works for one, maybe two matches, but not the whole event. And I thought that this really showed the symptoms of the disease that would kill WCW as later on.
So I'll talk about the nWo here, since this was an nWo event, and what Eric Bischoff was trying to do and why it didn't work. So obviously, Eric Bischoff, the nWo was inspired by the Japanese factions. Because you look at even today, Bullet Club's got 20 members. I believe TMDK is up to 7, I think now. Before it fell apart, LIJ had 13, 14 members. Just Five Guys had Just Five Guys. I think Just Five Guys is still around. But, this idea of having these massive stables that were felt like a beast that had to be beaten. But, in case you didn't notice, what I mentioned about the massive stables in NJPW was, I referenced 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
It's not one massive stable that just consumes the entire company.
It gets to the point that it is half or more of the roster, it's a problem.
Right. Because it's unless WCW formed a united front, which it never really did. Honestly, the death of the nWo came when they split in half, when they made black and white and red.
Yeah.
It is be very, very difficult for WCW to put up any kind of real resistance because they never had a group that matched the NWO's size. So it's and like you said, it got boring. You were even talking about the heel referee. Full well the only way a face can win is with fuckery, and nobody wants to see a face win with fuckery, especially in the 90s. We want to see a face win by beating the heels,
Yeah.
being Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't require a bunch of fuckery to beat Vince McMahon. He just whooped Vince McMahon's ass every week. And even if Stone Cold Steve Austin might technically lose a match, he still would end up at the end of the day whooping Vince McMahon.
Right.
Oh, technically you lost, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, but Vince McMahon and The Rock are the ones laying face down on the floor, and I'm standing here drinking a beer. So
that's what winners look like.
yeah.
So,
But the NWO just kind of slowly lurched and consumed. And I guess at the time, because looking at it in 2026, I didn't watch WCW, and I didn't never really watch WCW. I was a WWF guy when I was started watching wrestling. So like maybe like because I heard people talk that the NWO were kind of too cool to be heels after a while.
I understand why people like the NWO. I get it. But I've just been jaded by all the modern wrestling and stuff. So when I go back and look at them, the more I find out about the NWO and the more I see of them, more I'm just bored with them.
I agree.
And I'd not seen them before, but I was still bored with them.
So like anybody out there who was there watching WCW,
that was probably fresh, new, exciting, and
yeah, let us know, because like I said, when I started in the late 90s, probably 98, 99 was when I started watching wrestling, but I was a WWF loyalist. Like, I was WWF. I never watched WCW, so I didn't experience the NWO. So, like, honestly, let us know, was this, like, the shit? Because, like, standing at it in 2026, looking back, it just doesn't seem very good.
It looked like Hogan and Friends.
Yeah. And I'm 40, so like this edgy shit doesn't really do it for me anymore.
Yeah.
Like maybe if I was like still 21 and still that annoying edgelord I used to be. Because I was such a fucking edgelord when I was in my late teens and early 20s. I was just the fucking worst. I was terrible.
But yeah, I don't have time for that anymore. I pay taxes.
Exactly. I got a house payment to make. I don't got time for this edgy shit. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate the event. I thought the matches were okay. I think I would have really liked it if it was presented like a actual pay-per-view and not this NWO shit. And if I didn't have to hear the fucking NW Nobody's theme over and over and over again. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I was so tired of listening to that. Like, I was like, oh, literally give us any other theme. But yeah, it was fine. I didn't hate it. It was the presentation. The gift was fun. You just wrapped it in moldy newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess at some point we'll figure out what our next event's gonna be, and we will see you in the ring.
I'll see you in the ring.
If you got suggestions for bad events, let us know. Bye.